What's up, guys? Welcome to the channel where you subscribe for daily updates on Bitcoin, Litecoin, and Ethereum. We are looking for a decent move today. Not sure it's going to be the huge one we're looking for yet, but we are going to take a look at the areas to watch and keep an eye on. So make sure you stick around all the way to the end because we will be looking at some specific targets. If you haven't already, definitely check out the Discord group. There is a free link down below the video. Check it out if you haven't already. It's a great community. Let's get into it. All right, guys, as always, this is not financial advice, trading advice, nor is it investment advice. Always do your own due diligence and your own research before investing or trading in any markets. We are doing a Ledger Nano S giveaway. Don't forget to make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Tick the notification bell to get you notified when I post new videos. And smash that like button. If you scroll down a little bit, there is a thumbs up. Hit that and leave a comment in the comment section. Let me know what you think is going to happen here with Bitcoin. Are you bullish or are you bearish? Looking at the Fear and Greed Index, we dropped 1 point from yesterday. We are still in the fear zone. And looking at the macro, we have made since 2017 nothing but lower highs. That is bearish in the macro. There has been higher highs in the price action here, looking at the bodies in the monthly. Lower highs in the RSI, that is bearish divergence. As we can see, it does seem to be playing out. This major resistance right here at 10,950. If we were able to close a monthly or a weekly above that, we'll take a look at the weekly next. That could be bullish, but as of right now, I am still bearish. And looking at the weekly, let's zoom in here. That same trend line, major resistance that we've been talking about. Where is that on the weekly? That is right at 10,970, right in that range. We did get rejected there again. As of right now, we're getting support at the 10,540, which is the 13 EMA. The 21 EMA lies right around 10,150. Then, of course, to come back down and test this long-term trend line would be about 8,900, right in that area, depending. If we were to hit it next week, would be around the 8,800, and all these targets line up with a lot of stuff I'm looking at. So we'll take a look as we zoom in a little bit, but first looking at the weekly RSI. As you guys know, I think this is going to be a major opportunity for a buy-in or long, whichever, if you're trading or just buying. If we do get down to this level, I expect one more bounce here before a bull run begins. And as of right now, this trend line here on the weekly RSI, if we close the weekly below this, guys, it's going to get super ugly really fast. If we get a nice bounce here, we could form a head and shoulders. Either way, it could be a head and shoulders, but as of right now, the way it's sitting, that right shoulder would be pretty small. Let me find my brush and I'll show you. But this being the left shoulder, this being the head, and this being the right shoulder. Although I think this shoulder could be bigger. We'll take a look at that, see if we get a bounce off this, maybe go up and test some more resistance. But let's go into the 1 hour here. Taking a look at this chart in the 1 hour. As you guys know, looking at this as a rising broadening wedge in white, our target for that is 38.23 if that is the case. And then we have the pink right here, that is a rising broadening wedge. With the area we need to watch is 10,500, guys. A break below that and it's gonna get ugly. We may get a drop down to, you know, the 92, 9,700, come back up, retest this trend line, which would be a great place to short if we get rejected and come down from there. So keep an eye on this. This target from the breakdown from there is 6,500. But that's what I'm looking at. And let's look at the RSI. The RSI does look like it is ready to come down. If you draw this trend line in from these two bottoms here, this would be the trend line area to watch in the daily. A close above this, ugly. Prime XBT, if you haven't checked it out and you do want to learn how to trade or start trading, definitely check out the Prime XBT tutorial. That is the only exchange I use anymore. You don't get the scam wicks, none of the scammy crap. They are a fair exchange. They don't trade against you. You can trade Bitcoin, EOS, Ethereum, Litecoin, XRP, Forex, S&P, Dow, oil, gold, silver, all on one platform. Definitely check it out if you haven't already. If you use my promo code Savy50, we'll get you 50% on top of whatever you deposit as a bonus that you can use towards your margin up to 1 Bitcoin. Savy25 will give you 25% off your fees. Even if you already have a Prime account, you can use those. And you can use them both at the same time, not just one. So definitely check it out. As of right now, you guys know I started this account with 0.1 Bitcoin. We are down to 0.18 now. I'm down a little bit in the trades I'm in now, but I am in a few trades. I'm looking for a target of 10,250 with my stops around 10,610, right in that area. So we'll see what happens. I'm going to show you the targets here in a minute. First, we're going to take a look at this bigger chart. This is the daily again, and as you can see, we've been talking about what happened over here when we got the bad news of the breakout. I do expect some bad news over here. If we do get bad news and break this, guys, it will get ugly. No ifs, ands, or buts. Don't know that the news we got yesterday or in the day before is the really bad news yet. Maybe a start to it. We'll take a look at it, but as you can see in the RSI over here, I think it's going to play out the same way, and we will get a capitulation back down to this area if we get the bad news. There's a bullish case scenario too. We will take a look at that, but first, let's look at this as a rising broadening wedge. If we were to break this wedge lies right around 10,350 right now. A break of that target's going to be around the 8,888. Jim John in our group has that in his name, so I don't know, just kind of funny. If you're not in the Discord, it won't be funny to you, but that is a good area to watch if we do break out of this rising broadening wedge. And if we look at that as a bear flag, we take a measured move of the flagpole and bring it down to here. That target's about 8,600. So those are the areas to watch in this, looking at this chart this way. Let's look at the 4 hour. And taking a look at the 4 hour, looking at this as a rising wedge. We have a measured move of around 6,000 from where we broke out of the wedge here. I do want to point out, we have the Fibonacci retracements from the swing low over here at 3,800 to the swing high at 12,500. Our first area of support and resistance would be 10,445, which is the 0.236 fib. If we do break below that again, we're looking at the 9180, 9200 range for the 0.382 fib. And then we have the 0.5, of course, at 8165. If that breaks, be looking for the golden pocket zone, which is between 6850 and 7150. That is the 0.618 fib and the 0.65 fib. Bitcoin has a tendency to have nice bounces in that area. And if it does bounce up, come back and break down, then that's our target of 6,000. If that breaks, 0.786. Fib is 5675. And then be aware, this blue line down here, we do have a CME futures gap at 3570. It is possible we get down there. I'm not saying we have to. And just be aware that that's down there, and we could possibly get there in the coming months. That would be a stop hunt from anyone that longed here and had their stops just below, if that was to happen. Another thing we have we'll talk about it in a second. This is my wife's webpage, inkurimage.com. Definitely check it out if you haven't already. It's down below with the other affiliate links that all of them help the channel out. She has a lot of cool crypto stuff on here. She can put anything you want on any of this stuff. All you have to do is hit her up in the contact and ask. All right, looking at the 1 hour. It does look like we are breaking out here. Depending on where we put these lines, we could put it down here. And if we do that, we have not broke out yet. But if we keep it up here and we look at it as a breakout, our measured move breaking up from here is 10,871. But I would definitely watch for resistance in this area here. First resistance, 55 EMA at about 10,600. and then the second about 10,660, and then we had the 10,700 would be retesting this neckline here. Let's move this line down here real quick and see. If we look at this, we have not broke out yet, and we take a measured move of breaking down from here within the next couple hours is around 10,177. But first off, our first measured move here is looking at this as a rising wedge, rising broadening wedge, where we broke down from there. Also gets us right around the 10,200. So you know what? I'm going to keep this up there because that makes more sense. The other target we have here is looking at this. Do I have the right? Looking at this as, let's stretch this out. Look at this as a head and shoulders, and where we broke the neckline over here gets us that 10,328. So that would be my first down target. And then of course 10,200, and then that 10,051. And that being measuring this whole thing as a flagpole, this as a bear flag, and that also matches up with our target over here. I would expect a bounce there at least, but if we do break this trend line, guys, prepare yourselves, it's gonna get ugly. But those are my targets as of right now, and my personal opinion, I think we're coming down from here. Like I said, I do have my take profits at 10,250 and my stops just above here, just above this wick here at 10,610. So yeah, that's what I'm looking at. As you can see, the volume's declining, and as of right now in the 1 hour, we are getting support on the 8, 13, and 21 EMA. Our 51 or 55 EMA is at 10,586. Yeah, still looking bearish. Let's look at the dollar index. I don't know if I consider this touched yet, or do we still come down and tag this one more time? It's definitely a possibility. But if this was front ran, my target of the DXY is 95.86. And whenever this runs up, Bitcoin will drop down. And let's look at, as you can see in Litecoin, we have lower highs in the price action, higher highs in the RSI. That is hidden bearish divergence. That's why I'm still bearish. And to point out, if we look at this, we look like we definitely have room to come down. So that also pushes me bearish towards Bitcoin. Now let's take the measured moves here, looking at this as a rising channel, and where we broke, target of that, we've had it here forever, 38.62. And if we look at this as a bear flag, look at this as a flagpole, bring the flagpole down to where we broke out, gets us around the 31.25 in Litecoin. Did I say Ethereum earlier? If I did, I'm sorry. This is Litecoin. But that gives us target of around 31.25. Still looking for that area. And Ethereum, same targets we've had for weeks, if not a month or so. Let's look at it. Yeah, it's been actually over a month. When we broke this, our first target was 246, which we're still waiting on. And I still believe we're going to most likely hit that. A break above here would get us bullish, a break above the 400. But other than that, still bearish, still looking for these lower lows. Looking at this as a bear flag, this being the flagpole, bring it down to where we broke down, and that gets us around the $200 range. That's what I'm looking at, guys. Definitely, thanks a lot for watching. Do not forget to enter to win the Ledger Nano S, and make sure you're subscribed to the video. Scroll down if you haven't already, hit that thumbs up, leave your comments down below, let me know where you think Bitcoin's headed. I'm curious to see what everybody has to say. Be careful out there, guys. Happy trading. I'm out of here.